Hey, what's up everybody? So this is Herndon, Virginia, and I'm here over the weekend, and I thought I'd just show you some of the things that Brian talks about in the book. Over my shoulder, that was a convenience store. They used to sell cigarettes to Brian and his friends when they were underage. And then over this way is Green Funeral Home. Anybody that's been to Herndon remembers Green Funeral Home being around for a really long time. That's where they have Tony's memorial service before they bury him. And then here's your Town of Herndon sign. Little shout out, Herndon, Virginia, go Hornets. Anyway, we're promoting the book, so it's after December. You can buy it on Amazon.com right now. Thank you everybody for watching. Go buy the book. Bye. So that's the fountain at Preston Town Center, which is where we used to hang out when we were kids, like middle school time frame. And they had these white tables. Of course now the tables are different, but we just hang out there. You could loiter there. That was the best part about it, is you could just loiter. So yeah, the fountain at Preston Town Center. Alright, so in the book, this is Uno. It's on the corner, right? But across the street was all meant to be parking lot, and it's not anymore. It's just not how Preston Town Center is built anymore. But anyway, we're on the corner here. This is what would have been Uno, and that's the wall outside of Uno where Brian drags Eric Waters and punches him in the face. So yeah, you want to know more about that, you're gonna have to read the book, but that's it. That's the wall, that's the window, that's how it works. Okay, so at one point in the book, Brian gets kicked out of Uno, which is here on the corner, and he and the others make their way up the street in Preston Town Center to the Market Street bar, which is attached to the Hyatt. All right, so we're gonna go up the street. We're walking the street, and there's the cinema. He walks right by the movie theater, that's part of it. And across the street is what used to be Sam Goody, but it's not Sam Goody anymore. It's like Athleta or something like that. And then over here on the side, there were the Gap and Victoria's Secret, but they're not here anymore either. It's all these other new stores, which is cool, but you know, it's not the same. But anyway, we're walking up the street, Preston Town Center, from Uno to Market Street. I'm just gonna flip it and show you where you would be looking at this point. There's a fountain. We're gonna walk by the fountain. And as we get to that point, you're sort of in the middle of Preston Town Center, or what used to be the middle of Preston Town Center. And I think probably what's freaking me out the most is that I'm walking along, talking into my phone and videotaping this entire experience, and nobody's even blinking at me. Nobody cares. It's so normal for people to walk in video now that they don't even notice that that's what I'm doing. It's a little bizarre. But anyway, not that I expect to get attention, probably don't want attention, but anyway. Okay, so here we are at the fountain, and before you'd seen pictures of Clyde's. So here's the fountain, yeah, gigantic plaza in the middle of Preston Town Center. See, gigantic plaza, yeah, and then you can see that's the ice skating rink, and then ultimately Clyde's. And Tabby and Joel come walking out of Clyde's after Brian has just gotten kicked out of Uno for punching somebody, and Casey and Jason and Chris have all been kicked out as well, and they're walking up the street and they run into Tabby and Joel here outside of Clyde's. Tabby and Casey jump in a cab, and Brian and the boys get in the car, or sorry, start walking up to Market Street. You can see that over my shoulder. They would be going to Market Street, which is the Hyatt, that big building there. Anyway, that's it. That's our short but happy walking tour of Preston Town Center. So this is the Ep4 diner, where Brian and his friends come and have breakfast after New Year's. I don't know, not that impressive, but it is what it is. Okay, so now we're still in Herndon and we're at the cemetery. It's a cemetery that's right across the street from the high school, Herndon High School. You can see it over my shoulder, the high school back there. And this is, in my head, the cemetery that Tony would have been buried in, right? You would have seen the green funeral home tent up here at some place. So I'm taking a little bit of footage of that. But anyway, it's for the book. It's about Tony and Brian and mourning and getting together with your friends and trying to figure out how to make sense of something as senseless as suicide. So the book is After December. You can get it on Amazon.com, #AfterDecember.